Hey, what's going on, guys? Adam here. Today I'm going to be doing another review, and this review is going to be of the iPhone 7 in 2020. Now, it's been almost 4 years since this phone came out. It's actually held up quite well. So, let's see what the performance is, and the Antutu benchmark score, and also how the cameras are, and other things about this phone. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about the design. Now, the design of this phone is very unique. Not specifically this color right here, but I want to talk about the jet black color, because the jet black color of this phone makes it feel like the back of this phone is glass. I don't know how, but it is very, very premium materials, and even this color is very nice. This is a matte black. It has this very nice texture, and even though it is aluminum, which is a little bit outdated, still looks very nice. Now, looking up here, we got a single 12 megapixel camera, and on the bottom of the device, we got right here, we got a lightning port as well as speakers. Now, these are actually stereo speakers and microphone. Now, looking at the rest of the device, specifically with this color, we got black bezels on the top and bottom. Now, these do look a little bit outdated, but still don't look too bad. I personally really like them, and I don't really have a problem with them. And also, this is Gorilla Glass with every single iPhone. They're all Gorilla Glass. So, yeah, even though it isn't stainless steel, still looks very nice. And also, the second speaker, like I said, there is stereo speakers, is right at the top there, and we also got a 7 megapixel single camera. So let's actually talk about those cameras a little bit more. So like I said, the 12 megapixel camera on the back. Now this can record 4K at 30 FPS, so not 4K 60. And then on the front we got a 7 megapixel camera that can record, I believe, 1080p at 30 FPS. So yeah, let's look at those camera options. We got either 720p at 30 FPS, 1080p at 30 FPS, 1080p at 60 FPS, or 4K at 30 FPS. This is for the rear camera, and we can't change the front-facing camera video quality, but we can change the rear, and I usually use 1080p at 60 FPS, just like I'm recording this video at. So I'm just going to show you a couple of pictures. So this is the first picture, and this picture is pretty good. Now, it's not as good as his newer smartphones, and it's definitely not as clear and crisp as the newer ones, but definitely okay. Another one, as you can see, standard shot doesn't look too bad. And the last one is a selfie photo, and as you can see, it's definitely not as good, because you could see there is a lot of, oh my god. There's not a lot of dynamic range. But yeah, that is overall the camera. Now let's talk about the performance on here. Now, this performance is okay. We got the A10 Bionic chip, and as well as that, we got 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's okay. Now, going through basic apps is completely fine, on here, and it's fine. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely okay. Don't really have a problem with it, and you'll be just fine with most basic tasks and even heavier tasks. Now let's look at that Antutu benchmark score. We got a score of 221,157 right there. Now comparing that to other devices, it's actually pretty comparable. For whatever reason, my device did get a little bit higher than the normal iPhone 7. It's actually a little bit closer to the iPhone 7 Plus. But as you can see, very, very good performance overall. Well, I wouldn't say very good performance, but for the price, very, very good performance, because you can find this device for around $150. Now let's talk about the display. It is a 1334 by 750p display, and it does look okay. It is LCD, so it's definitely not as bright or as good as OLEDs, but for the price that you're paying, it's completely fine, and you'll find much worse panels at this price range, so this is one of the better ones. And yeah, overall, pretty okay colors. Once again, it is LCD, so not too good, but it is over 720p, which you might like, because some Samsung panels, like the Samsung Galaxy A10 or the A10e or the A20 or stuff like that, is actually only 720p, so this is a little bit higher of a pixel density. It is 326 pixels per inch. Comparing that to like an A10 or an A11 or something like that, those devices usually score between 250 and 300 ppi, so definitely a little bit better here. Now I do want to show you some light and heavy gaming, because I was talking about Antutu benchmark, so I did get a little bit off track, so I'm sorry about that, but this is just a simple game, and as you can see, runs pretty smoothly. There is some lag spikes here and there, but really overall very smooth and nice performance. So we can't do Call of Duty on here, but what I could tell you about Call of Duty, I believe you can do high, and I believe also high frame rate, which is pretty good. While I was playing, I usually just set it to medium and high, because then you get even better frame rates sometimes, and I would say about 40 to 50 FPS when you do that. So yeah, now let's do a little bit of a speaker test. So turning the volume all the way up on here.
The new house is amazing.
Okay, let's play some non-copyrighted music, and this is at full volume. Okay, so as you can see, very clear, very nice, sounds pretty good. If I cover this, still music playing out of this. So overall, pretty good sound here. You're going to be getting a very immersive experience because of the stereo sound, so watching Netflix, YouTube, etc. Very good, and yeah. So overall, is the iPhone 7 worth it in 2020, about almost 4 years later? I would say yes, but you should still look at other options. It depends what you prioritize. If you prioritize, good performance, then I would get this. But if you prioritize the display, camera, and other things, I think you maybe should go for other things, maybe like the Samsung Galaxy A20, as this only has one single camera. Even though the single camera is very good, some people like a lot of variety, and so for those people, I would recommend one of those phones. But overall, very, very good phone. I would recommend it to most people, and yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, because once again, I said this in the last video, school's out, and so because of that, I can do a lot more videos. So see you guys later.